It's my pleasure to give you a brief history of the Canadian Cancer Society's Research Information Outreach Team. The inspiration came from a program that I watched in 2010. Charlie Rose had three of the scientists that were involved in the mapping of the human genome. And they did an excellent job of communicating what that actually means and what the implications were for medical research. The 3 points that were highlighted was that research was now all being done at the molecular level, and that meant that scientists could be much less proprietary in their research, and it only really made sense for them to share that. Technology also had advanced to a point where researchers and scientists were allowed to share vast amounts of information extremely quickly over long distances. So this meant that collaborative research is both beneficial and possible at this juncture in time. And they conjectured that the research in medicine that would be happening in the next 5 years would be extremely exciting, that it would accelerate at a really rapid rate. I went back to the office and I told my boss, Angie Woodcock, about that. And Angie had fielded and dealt with many people impacted by cancer. And she said, would you like to come up and tour the lab of Dr. David Litchfield at Western University? Because I started to show this interest. And I said, absolutely, I'd love to do that. So we went on a tour of Dr. Litchfield's lab. And at the end, I asked Dr. Litchfield if what I had seen on Charlie Rose was accurate, because, you know, he always liked to verify these things. And he said, absolutely, it's true. The advances that are going to be taking place in the next few years are really exciting. And the conditions, you know, are present for that to happen. So Angie, being a woman of action, was at a researchers breakfast shortly after that for researchers at Western University um, and other, other research institutes in the city. And she told them, conveyed to them what we had learned, and that we were really excited about getting this message out, but we needed their help because they're the experts. And we got an immediate enthusiastic response, and a team came together of mainly PhD candidates, as well as some primary researchers from Western University, and we started on our path. Because we were building the team from the ground up, I really wanted it to be collaborative. I wanted to make sure that everyone's expertise, skills, and abilities and contributions were respected around the table, that we valued success, that we valued failure as much as success, because obviously this is an innovative move for us. And so we knew that we would be making some mistakes and we would have successes and failures, but that we would take those all into consideration and keep moving. And I really wanted to be Switzerland. And that meant to me that we would welcome researchers from all cancer labs, from all funders and all institutions that could sit around the table and do our work. So our activities are based on our mission, and that in combination with opportunities and connections that we have in our own individual communities. So our mission is to spread the word about the progress and promise in cancer research and to communicate this in a way that is accessible to the general public. So what we've done a variety of activities over the years. We've done some work with high school students, some talks for them. We did a mini med school in Hamilton. We've created videos. We had an Ignite talk. So we really have reached into the community, and anyone who will allow us a platform, we've taken advantage of that. And recently we're pivoting obviously to online events like we have today. And something also happened that surprised all of us at the beginning, and that was that we proliferated. Dr. Kelly Fathers was doing her PhD in Toronto, heard about the team, and started one there. Kelly finished her PhD and went on to work for the Canadian Cancer Society in research communications, and she began to cultivate teams across Ontario. And I'm proud to say that we also now have teams in Montreal and Calgary. In 2016, the Kingston RIOT team reached out and formed a partnership with Let's Talk Science and co-created and co-hosted an event called Let's Talk Cancer. It was extremely well received, very successful. And so ourselves, the team here in London, and several other teams began to host this event. It is an event that is directed towards teenagers to high school students. We have a day long event where we have keynote speakers and hands on activities, and it really has become a signature event for us. So I'm going to finish my talk there, and I would just like to encourage you to ask questions today. I have asked a lot of questions over the years and always received very patient and great answers. So put it in the chat, ask the questions, and also you're free to follow up afterwards with us. The other thing I would really like to emphasize to you is that as you move forward, that you always seek a very reliable source of information about cancer, because there's all kinds of information out there. But the Canadian Cancer Society has one of the largest databases of cancer research that's available to anyone today. And they have information about cancer and treatment, as well as prevention, all kinds of information. So please reach out to them either online or by phone. And with that, I will conclude my talk. Thank you.